The next turn has been made. Let's give it a look here. Okay, so he went for the Chieftain Bomb. This is pretty good news for me, I would have to say. He just KO'd a bunch of units. He burned his Chieftain Bomb without having Rage, so it was less effective. Didn't get any critical units, and I'm going to be able to deal with this Chieftain rather easily because he's within range of a lot of my units here. I think his goal could be one of two things. One, he didn't think he could protect the Chieftain from this Pyro any longer, and decided that he had to use the bomb now or risk having the Chieftain die, which it would have because I drew that second Girardi last turn. Another thing is he wants to force me to stomp this Chieftain so that one of these two Axe Throwers here can get a follow-up and take out one of my medics. Unfortunately, there's actually a very good response for me to this move. And I actually realized an error that I had said a few turns ago when I said that an upgraded soldier kills a Girardi Chieftain in 2 hits, while an unupgraded one kills a Chieftain in 3. That is actually not true, because as you can see, that only took 2 hits. And I will be taking advantage of that fact this round here. Now, when I think about how I want to play my move, I have 2 main goals here. 1, kill the Chieftain. 2, protect my medics. And maybe a third goal of keep as many units alive as I can. But really, all I need to do is kill this Chieftain and keep my medics alive, and I'm going to be really happy. Now, the best move that I can play is to bring this soldier back to life, and if I use this soldier to kill the Chieftain, because he's at such low health, he actually does not take damage from the Spike Shield. Spike Shield can only bring a unit down to 100 health. So if a unit at 100 health already attacks a Spike Shielded unit, it will actually not take reflected magic damage there. So that's really nice, as opposed to if I tried to kill it with my Spy. You see, my Spy would take a whole lot of damage from that, but instead, I don't take any damage. Next, I will stomp it. In general, it's good to stomp units with other units on your deploy tile as Team Fortress, because not only are you stomping the unit and getting your extra AP, but you would have to move that unit off the deploy tile anyway in order to spawn more units, so if you have to choose, that's always a good one. And then I want to move this medic down here, who's very exposed, up to here, so he's behind a huge wall of units, and then I have 1 AP left, so I might as well save this Demo Man. And you noticed a small little thing here. I didn't heal this Demo Man up early on with this medic, because this bottom medic here is upgraded, and this top one is not, and that will allow me to get an extra 30 HP healed on the Demo Man, which may never make a difference, or it could, who knows. But if you have the choice to get extra 30 HP on your guy by doing things in the correct order, you might as well take it. Sometimes those little details add up. Now, I do face another decision of whether to respawn this heavy. And in order to figure out how to make that decision, let's take a look at what he's going to do next turn. Now, this formation here is about as safe as my medics are going to get. However, he does actually have a move to stomp one of them. He could move his Axe Thrower up here, tidal wave my entire army forward, which would actually only move this column here, this one, up 2 squares, because this column would be blocked by the Axe Thrower, and these 2 columns, or I'm sorry, these 2 rows, this row's blocked, this row's blocked, and this row's blocked. So none of those 3 rows will move, only this one will move up. And my scout will end up here, my soldier will end up here, and my medic will end up here. And then he will meet this axe thrower on the square, kill my medic, and then stomp it, leaving it on the attack tile. And there's really nothing I can do about that. But you have to consider the cost. He will have spent a chieftain, a sword, a spike shield, a meat, a tidal wave, a meat, another tidal wave, and an axe thrower to kill a medic, a heavy, and a Durati. And that's it. So he's spending over half of his offensive items effectively to kill one medic. And that is really, really pricey. So as long as I don't screw up the rest of the game and give him the opportunity to stomp my remaining medic, I think I'm in really good shape. Because he will have so few offensive items, and he's taking a heavy unit disadvantage here, that I will be able to play defensive, and as long as I trade well, I will win. Keep in mind that I still have both of my sandwiches locked and loaded to run up and take out whatever units he decides to buff. Or if I'm going to set off the Crystal Rush, then those guys can spring into action really quickly. And you'll see here that my spy is in really great position to end up on this crystal tile. He's just 1 AP away, and I may take advantage of that later on. So his next move is almost certainly going to be move up here, tidal wave everything forward, meet the axe thrower, attack, and stomp. So since we know that that's his best move, obviously, and anything other than that is great for me because my medics stay alive. Like, he could choose to take out this spy for free, but if that's the case, then I'm just in even better shape because he wasted a whole bunch of offensive items and didn't deal any substantial damage. The only other viable play I think he has is to just try and go straight for the Crystal Rush and basically move his axe thrower up here and go all out after this crystal. But he would only be able to get 3 shots in on it, and that's a pretty bold play. But it is one that he could do. So I haven't discounted that possibility. The nice thing about that, though, is that I could go here and hit that axe thrower 3 times, stomp it, and then knock this warrior over the square and knock him off the gem tile, and that would shut down his momentum pretty hard if he tries to go the crystal kill route. Well, I guess he could go all the way up to this tile instead, but I'm pretty sure he's not going to do that. If he does that, then I probably just kill with the spy instead. Yeah, that's not going to work for him, I don't believe. But it'll be interesting to see if that's how he chooses to play it. Because he did get a fair bit of crystal damage on this top crystal from the Chieftain explosion there. But getting back to the subject at hand, we know what his next move is going to be. He's going to end up with an axe thrower here. I'm going to have my soldier here. And I'm going to have my scout up here. So might as well just play in my next move, because I have a feeling I know what he's going to do. And that will be, I will attack 3 times. Oops. 3 times with the soldier here, killing the axe thrower. I will stomp it, and then I will attack this warrior twice. And since my soldier will be on the attack tile, I'll do 400 damage to it, and that will KO the warrior there, and he'll have to spend his rage on healing the warrior up, most likely. So let's bring it all the way back to the first question we asked, which is, should I spend a respawn tile to save this heavy? And in my opinion, the answer is no. I should let the heavy die. Because, in all likelihood, I'm going down to 1 medic after this turn for the rest of the game. And respawn tiles are going to be invaluable in allowing that medic to go forward without worrying about what if he KOs this medic. Well, I'll have 2 respawn tiles available, and my medic will be much safer. I don't need another heavy in my hand. I've got one. And he's trying to kill all my medics. He's spending a lot on killing my medics, so my best play is to counter that with the play that keeps my medic next turn safest for the rest of the game. And with that, I have decided my move, so let's lock it in here. There is one interesting possibility, in that I am just assuming that he has both a tidal wave and a meat left. It's not necessarily 100%. He may not have that combination. It's possible. I think it's extremely likely that he has it, but if he does not have both a tidal wave and a meat, he will not be able to kill my medic. So that is a potential upside, but even if he does, I think that I have made him pay such a dear price in order to take it out that he will be unable to sustain for the rest of the game. Because he doesn't have that many units in his army total, and if I can trade anywhere close to 1-for-1 for the rest of the game, then it's going to be really hard for him to pull out a win here. And with that, we'll see what he chooses to do next.